What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about how we could potentially see $2,000 monthly. I want to give you a little bit of a stimulus update, and I want to break down how we are potentially going to see bipartisan support for more relief. So if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Now first, I want to address how we are potentially going to see $2,000 monthly. First off, it would not be a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. That is not what's being discussed. There's nothing being said about $2,000 monthly coming as a stimulus check. But what we are hearing is that we could potentially see $2,000 monthly of kind of accumulated different provisions and relief. So I want to address what that is. Now, in recent weeks, and really in recent months, we have seen stock prices fall. We've seen the crypto sell off of some of its all-time highs. Equity in real estate was even put into question with a possible upcoming interest rate increase, and that could come in the near future. We will know more tomorrow on that, but all of this stuff is impacting the amount of money people have on the sidelines and can access. And this has actually sparked many lawmakers to question the direction we are currently headed here in the United States. But over the past year, around 100 lawmakers have pushed to get a fourth stimulus check included into the next stimulus package. Many push for 6 months worth of $2,000 payments. Some asked for $1,000 for an entire year. And some even went as far as asking for $2,000 until the pandemic was deemed over, which we are still in. This week, actually tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yes, because today is December 14th. So tomorrow could be the final child tax credit payment that goes out. This has pulled 50% of children out of poverty. But according to reports and recent surveys, many Americans would rather see a one-time stimulus check than a smaller monthly payment. But why is that? Well, let's address that. According to economists, providing a monthly stimulus like the child tax credit payments, this actually creates longer inflation. And the American people don't mind mild inflation according to reports, but only if it's very temporary, short term. Not like what we're currently experiencing with inflation increasing over the past 5 months. Now, here's what I can tell you. We know that Senator Joe Manchin, he has gotten many lawmakers on board with his thinking that passing the Build Back Better Act is, at this time, it's only going to increase inflation and not provide the American people with more benefits. But what does that mean moving forward? First, Senator Joe Manchin is getting a lot of Democrats on board with his way of thinking because he's been right. He hasn't been right his entire career, but in this part, in the past few months, he has been right. He has been warning lawmakers that if passing this bill actually happens, we are going to see runaway inflation. Now, we haven't passed the bill yet, but once it does pass, and I believe it will pass eventually, but it probably will not pass in 2021. But here's what we know. First, is $2,000 as a monthly check even an option? Most likely not. Is $2,000 monthly as a pretty much accumulated benefits, is that an option? Yes, that's an option. But again, giving the American people $2,000 was seen as a way to pretty much subsidize their income, provide additional relief during these tough times. But now, $2,000 a month doesn't mean a stimulus check. Again, let me explain this. Over the past few months, many lawmakers have questioned whether the current Build Back Better Act would even pass. Some said it wasn't enough. There's not enough in it for the American people. Others said that they should renegotiate, that more negotiations should take place. And a handful of lawmakers even explained that they didn't support the bill because it didn't adequately address the current problem. Now, what does that mean? What is the current problem? The problem that many Americans are having is that, number one, there's still millions of people that are not back at work. There's still millions of more than double the amount of people that are not at work. There's more jobs available. Every single person could get pretty much 2 jobs. That's how many jobs there's currently open right now. That is one issue. The supply chain is another that also reflects the worker shortage, right? We know that. We know the pandemic has caused a lot of harm for the American people, especially the lower income and middle income earners. But here's the big one. This is the big one that many people don't realize, is that the Federal Reserve, their job was to try to bring the upper class and lower class together. Try to somewhat shrink that division, that divisiveness, right? There's too much of a gap. But how do they do that? One of the ways that they're looking at is with the unemployment rate. The amount of people that are white that are unemployed is much smaller. It's like 3% compared to, I think, 6.9% of blacks. Now, here's the issue. We need to get both down to 3%. We need to bring both of those numbers down. And this is where the Federal Reserve is tasked with, do they taper now? Do they increase interest rates soon? Or do they wait, let the economy get a little bit hotter? We're going to see inflation potentially up over 7%. Do they do this at this time, or do they wait? That's the question that we're going to find out tomorrow. But as I mentioned yesterday, multiple Senate aides have said that there have been discussions on passing a standalone bill. Now, the things that currently have bipartisan support, and this is where we're getting a lot of this, the potential $2,000, right? Is what has bipartisan support? How can we get these standalone bills passed? First, the child tax credit payments are a big one. This is one that has bipartisan support. This is actually something that was first brought up by Senator Mitt Romney from Utah. We also know paid family leave has bipartisan support. It may not have Senator Joe Manchin's support, but it has bipartisan support. Next one, childcare and employment. Now, here's the reason why childcare has bipartisan support. If parents can take their children to a daycare center and they have proper childcare, that parent can then go to work. What do Republicans want? People to go to work. What do Democrats want? People to go to work. So right now, the likelihood of passing a smaller bill is being seen as the best option. Not only would Democrats be able to say that they passed something, this would help them in the midterm elections, Republicans would also be able to say that they blocked the larger bill from going through. Guess what? That would help them in the midterm elections. But with that being said, is $2,000 per month, is this still going to happen? Right now is $2,000 per month. That is still the goal amongst many lawmakers. But the difference is it would not be a stimulus check like they were asking for back in January and February and March. This would actually be a $2,000 combined relief bill. It would provide multiple provisions that all added up could achieve $2,000 per month in additional relief. Now, here's the reason why $2,000 is such an important number. For many households to get an additional $2,000 per month, or take the amount of money that you make as income, be able to save that and get additional relief, whether it's from, let's say, Democrats cut the prescription drug prices through Medicare, and let's say it saves somebody, $200, $300 a month. Great. That's $200 or $300 towards that that $2,000 goal. Well, what if, and I addressed this yesterday, instead of seeing Medicare Part B, instead of seeing that get increased by $22 a month, let's just cut that back. Save some money there. Let's save some money on housing. How do we do that? Can we provide additional nutrition assistance? It's possible, right? So $2,000 per month wouldn't be seen as per individual, it would be per household. But again, these are the discussions that are happening right now. The only problem is these discussions are going so slow because right now, Congress has to worry about the debt ceiling. I believe they're going to pass this in the Senate today, right? They need to worry about so many other things, the entire infrastructure bill, but then they're worried about ramping up and pretty much getting into their midterm elections, right? And trying to do that campaign very soon as well. So some are saying that if we don't get a bill done in 2021, the chances of getting something done in 2022 are less likely. But according to many researchers, they say it is much more likely that we see a better bill or better provisions within the bill in 2022 than currently in 2021. So, honestly, we can go either way. What I can tell you though is, I will be here every step of the way. I just wanted to fill you in on what those discussions of $2,000 per month are right now, because we still are having them. There are still multiple lawmakers that say we need additional relief, but it comes at a price. Instead of $2,000 stimulus checks, it would be $2,000 as a whole. So again, keep that in mind as I bring you some of this, the more latest news that we will be getting, because according to reports, that's what's going to happen. This entire bill is going to change, it's going to shift in order to provide more relief, but at the same time, that relief might not come as a form of a stimulus check. So, if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.